Hi everyone, today we're just going to stretch out and expand our chest area through using the foam roller and the ball. We're also going to release the hips. I slowed down this video and originally I made it and just put music to it, but I have been getting a lot of requests to do a voiceover. So here I'm just expanding in my thoracic. I usually just start at a point in my back that feels tight and then I expand back. Please know that you don't have to do flexion and extension like it's ab work. You can stay back there and hold that extension for as long as your body will allow. I only do this expansion at the rib cage area because the rib cage protects the spinal column. And now from here, I'm going to add also rotation to this variation. So lean back and rotate. Gently take your head in the alignment of the rotation. You can inhale when you expand back. Exhale when you bring it back to forward, and you can take your time. So this video can be instructional, where you scroll through and listen, or it can also be you pause it when you're ready to move on to the next exercise. I do recommend you stream your YouTube to your television. That way you can be in a comfortable position and just hit the remote to pause. And then just taking your time to go into those motions. And when you're ready, you move the foam roller to a different spot, and then you repeat all of those variations. And then inhale, lean back. Expand or stay, you can stay there. Relaxing the shoulders back. Then moving to a different spot that's tight on the spine. I call that moving the foam roller down. Now we're going to roll over, and I'm going to stop at the low back. So I'm going right below where the pants begin, but these are a high-waisted legging. And I'm getting a nice strengthening here too. I'm definitely supporting my head with my hands behind my head, or you can take opposite hand to hold opposite elbow. Now from here, we're just gonna do some arm stretches. Reach and hold, and breathe and hold here. You want your arms to evenly stretch over by your hairline, maybe a little farther, and my neck is completely supported like a pillow and even a little into the back of the skull, but I am more extended in the neck than normal. And then we're going to do that exercise again. Inhale and reaching, taking your time, expanding. You'll start to feel tension under the armpit by the tricep. Now we're going to grab the ball and do hip release. First, external rotation. Let the knees splay out. Rotate the legs back to parallel like railroad tracks and draw the ball in. Continuing. Turn out. Stretch out. And lengthen back in. Soften your legs. Soften your collarbone and your shoulders. Draw it back into center. And I believe I do about 4 here. Now from here, drop your knees to the left side of the room together, and then just stretch the ball out and in. And now the knees are dropped to the right, as you can see. Felt really nice to do. You feel a little bit of oblique rotation, maybe a little stretch to the back. Now we need to reverse the hip release, press out in parallel, turn out, and draw the ball in. If the ball gets away from you, just roll it back in. Also, you can do this exercise without a ball or use a foam roller. I do it on the floor all the time. And a lot of the times at night before I go to sleep, I just do it a couple of times in bed, either under the covers or on top. Now from here, we're going to do some hip rolls. Again, you can use the floor, a Bosu, a foam roller, or here we're using the ball. Feet flat on the top of the ball. They might come away from the ball from time to time. Just do whatever feels comfortable for you. You roll through an imprint, squeeze your glutes, roll your hips off the mat into your bridge. And exhale as you roll the spine back down. We're doing about 4 of these. Again, do as many as feel right to you. Although this was filmed a long time ago and I just put music on the video, I remember it very well. It was a Friday night after a long training week and I just needed to stretch. Now from here, straight legs, and I'm just doing a ball bridge. If your hamstrings cramp on either the hip roll or the bridge, you can bring the ball up higher behind the back of the thigh and the knee, resting the lower leg on the mid and other side of the ball. This développé is a lot harder. Again, you can do it without the ball with your legs on the floor. Point and lift your leg to the ceiling and exhale, flex and lower. Point and lift and exhale, flex and lower. About 4 on each side. Point and lift and flex and lower. Your legs could be completely supported by the floor and you could just be lifting and lowering your leg. Awesome. So if you try that and you cramp in your hamstring, it's too aggressive with the ball. Here I'm just doing some pulses. What happened here is I got into the exercise. I warmed up and then I was like, ooh, let me do a little extra butt. That's what that is. Now grabbing the ball with the thighs, and then I got, motivated to do some core work. All right, I'm going to pull that ball in and then release. I'm going to focus on my core, my heart center, making sure that it is a lot of hip flexor. Your hip flexor does this motion, but you can brace in the core and incorporate stability abdominal work. Now from here, again, you can pause and go back to this when you're ready. Watch it once or twice. Maybe these are exercises that you're just throwing into your own stretch release. This is a child's pose and alternate shell stretch. A traditional Pilates shell is rounded, child's pose is more down, and I'm alternating between the two, and it feels really amazing to do. My knees are wide here, a little wider than usual. If it bothers your knees, don't do that position. You can also do this seated on an ottoman and just stretch forward and back if your knees hurt in that position. Now lying down on the belly, and we'll do some gesturing shoulder work on the foam roller. You can use a body bar, a towel, or just have your arms elevated if you don't have a foam roller. I'm bending in and out to what I call a goalpost position. I like to inhale as I pull into my goalpost, what you would kick a football through. And exhale as you press it away. Like I said, you could hover your arms on that variation if you don't have a foam roller. The foam roller is really nice though, because you can default the weight of your arm to the foam roller. And now we're going to go into spinal extension and exhale as you press away. I do sometimes press my pubic bone and squeeze my glutes if my back is tight or bothering me, but you can go for comfort here. And as I extend, I lightly press my pubic bone and gently squeeze my glutes to bypass my lumbar if it's tight. Now here, just a seated stretch with rotation. I do notice I am shifting and leaning a little to the right. That is part of my compensation pattern, so I do have to work on that. And then your lateral stretching, both sides, which is great to stretch out the obliques. They also do lateral bending. Now crossing at the ankles, make sure not to pull the feet too close, and then just stretch your body forward. And when you're ready, articulate and roll it up, and then gently let the neck stretch back. Now switch your legs that are crossed, and we do that same seated spinal rotation, lateral bending, and stretching forward. I thought I filmed both right and left crossed leg because your glutes will stretch differently, but I didn't. So make sure you cross the ankles here, even though this is just a replicated clip for timing purposes. So just make sure you put one leg in front, then the other, and then stretch both right and left and forward. Your glutes will thank you for that. Have a great day, guys.